What's up, Tyler and Keith?
Hello.
We're plugged on.
It's been a hot minute.
It has, yeah. I think the last review we did was Havoc, from what I can remember. That was early in the month.
Is that 2 weeks ago? 3 weeks ago?
Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah, something like that. But we got a couple here that we're doing today, starting with Firewind. And their self-titled ninth album, the follow-up to 2017's Immortals. If you don't know Firewind, they are a power metal band, heavy metal band, whatever you want to call them. Anchored by Gus G. A lot of people might know Gus G with his stint with Ozzy Osbourne, but Gus G, a very, very great guitar player. He's kind of basically been in this band since the beginning. So I liked Immortals for sure from 2017. I mean, there's a lot of really great songs on there. Hands of Time, Ode to Leonidas, War of Ages, We Defy. It was a really cool album. It kind of took me by surprise. However, they did part ways with the singer from that album.
I was gonna say, it sounds. There's some moments I think I'm like, okay, this. Because I had to look it up, because at first I was like, this sounds different, but then a couple of pops, I'm like, all right, well, it sounds similar. I'm like, okay, but then, especially like with right off the bat with the first track, I was like, whoa.
Right, yeah. Yeah, it's a little different and a little bit, similar to the most recent album. Herbie Langhans is the new vocalist for this album. They parted ways with their last one, Henning, for personal reasons. But anyways, let's get into it. What did you think of their self-titled album?
I really like this album. I don't know. Actually, I don't think I like it more than Immortals. I think Immortals was kind of like you said. It kind of came out of nowhere, so it has that shock factor that I think has a little bit higher place in my mind. But I do really like a lot of the song direction in this album, because I think there's maybe this might be a personal opinion. This album it's weird. I feel like the production on this album is a little bit less crisp, but in some aspects, I think. But then also might almost have just a slight bit more of a punch, in my opinion, maybe. Just because, and I think it's maybe also has to do with having a new vocalist who has, especially on certain songs like Welcome to the Empire, and in a couple places on this album, a little bit more of like a gruff sort of style. Not as straight. Like you can still hit like all the high notes and whatnot, but there's a little bit more edge behind the voice, which I like. It gives this album its own unique character compared to their last one. And from I think that like their opening track, Welcome to the Empire, I think it's a great opening track. I fucking love that song. But the songs that I think really stood out to me were I like Devour a lot on this album, mostly because, at least especially the first time I listened to it, and I was able to get it the other times, there's just a lot happening, like all throughout that song, whether or not there's like the guitar leads going underneath that's happening, or the vocals. But the one thing I love is that there's all this like extra stuff, like this stuff happening, but none of it's distracting in a way. Everything has its place when it is at prominence, but it's always there in the background, especially like the guitar lead, especially like during the chorus, it's like it's happening. There's like a lead going on underneath the chorus. It's either the chorus or the verse. Uh-oh. Why am I drawing a blank here? I'm having a brain fart. I think it's the chorus. But then, like, when he's not singing, it comes back up. And I'm like, there we go. There it is. And then in case it comes back down, I'm like, that's really cool. But I think the best back-to-back punch to me on this album is Orbital Sunrise and Longing to Know You. I really like those two songs. I think they're really cool back-to-back, especially vocally. I think in a lot of ways, the vocals to me are what kind of elevate this album from being a pretty good album to being like, this is a good album. I like it because it's different from their last album. It's not safe, whereas I guess you kind of have to with a new vocalist. But yeah, I just think there's lots of good riffs on this album. Fucking Overdrive is a fun song. I think has a really fun riff again. Welcome to the Empire is fun, and it's like this is just. in typical Firewind and power metal fashion, this is I'm just fucking smiling listening to this album. I'm like, yeah, fucking new power metal is always fun to hear, but it just puts a smile on your face. And I just like this album. Okay, good production, good vocals, all kinds of good stuff going on here. So, yeah.
Yeah, I don't mind this album. I definitely don't like it as much as Immortals or even some of the previous Firewind albums, and it does suck to me that what's his name, Herbie or yeah. Let me back up. It does suck to me that Henning isn't in the band anymore, because I think about his vocal performance on the last album, and it was so powerful. Like you take like one of my favorite songs, I think it just showcases how great of a voice he had, was We Defy. And I think about that chorus and how he just builds it up. I'm like, yes, it's awesome. But you kind of gotta take this album. You know, it is what it is. It's a different album. It's a different singer, and I do think there are some really great tracks on here. Like, I agree with you. Welcome to the Empire is amazing. I love how that song starts. I love that you get some wicked Gus G guitar soloing in the beginning of that song, and then it just gets into like a really just hot but bang your fucking head riff. And that chorus is just big, it's powerful, and you're like, yes, throw the horns up in the air. It's a great track, and but then even some of the other ones, like I agree, Devour is a pretty interesting song, and I think Breakaway and Orbital Sunrise are they are standout tracks, and I think Breakaway and Devour, I just kind of like the atmosphere going on in those songs. They feel a little different with some of the guitar work, especially Breakaway has a really cool opening guitar riff that's just kind of a little goofy, but it works really well, and then the vocal passages in that song are really, really great too. Rising Fire was the first single they released, and that one, to me, the part of that song that grabs me is the chorus. The chorus is super catchy on that song. The rest of it doesn't really do a ton for me, but I really do like the chorus on it, and I can get why they would put that out as the lead single, because it's just got such a big hook to it. But I think, and I agree with you too on Longing to Know You. I think that's a beautiful song. It breaks the album up in the middle, just having something slower. And works really well. After that, man, I don't know. I can't get into a lot of those songs after Longing to Know You. I mean, Overdrive isn't bad, but something like, I don't know, Space Cowboys kind of weird, and All My Life doesn't do much for me. And that's why I just think this album, like Immortals, I dug pretty much the entire thing. And this one, I think that first half is really solid, and then the second half is just a little hit or miss to me. Just doesn't do a lot. But hey, I like the production. I think Herbie is a great vocalist, and there's a lot that they can do moving forward. Firewind has had so many vocalists, it's kind of crazy, and so hopefully they can do a lot more with Herbie in the future. And this isn't just a one-off thing; they can build on it. But always great to hear some Gus G riffage and solos. That dude can play guitar. It's awesome. So, yeah.
I don't know if I have anything else to add to
I don't either. It's fine. I don't foresee this being on my list at the end of the year for sure, but it's fun to listen to regardless.
Yeah, it's fun. It's okay. It's a fine album. That's like an inside. I'm dropping inside jokes in the middle of a video. God, what's wrong with me? All right.
Yeah. Scores.
7 out of 10. I think that's fair.
I think 7 is like the perfect score for this album. It's got some bangers on it, but otherwise it's not one that I think I'm gonna really be coming back to.
That's fair.
Yeah. Thanks for watching. Let us know what you think of Firewind self-titled. See you later.